What's up, Plant Pokey? So before I get started, I'm going to just let you know that the song that's in my intro, that I used for my intro for here, is in the description, or at least you can follow a link to the description. And I believe that song's going to be up for about 30 days. But right here, this is actually a tournament match that I'm getting to show you guys before my own channel gets to see it. This is a tournament match where we were doing a model type rotation tourney, which is, yeah, I don't usually do rotations, and neither does my opponent, so this was very interesting for both of us. So first turn I'm going to predict him to try and like go for a taunt or something. It turns out he's actually going for the Confuse Ray, which is okay, that's cool. So I am going to go ahead and bounce back the Confuse Ray, which is nice. He's going to go for the Hidden Power Fighting. Right here I was just trying to go for the Spore as he was confused, and I was hoping he wasn't carrying taunt. But, you know, putting Chandelure to sleep is actually very nice as well, because, you know, Chandelure can be rather annoying. And so I'm going to go with Destiny Bond to try and take Chandelure down if it wakes up. But unfortunately he's going to switch into Scopefagrigus and try and hit the Will-O-Wisp, which he misses first turn. Because, in case you guys didn't know, if you go down to something external than the Pokemon attacking, then you don't get the Destiny Bond activated, which makes Destiny Bond highly unreliable facing walls and all that, unless you absolutely know that they're going to kill you off with a attacking move. So I go ahead and switch into my Porygon 2 and trace the Mummy, which may come in use later. I don't know, it could be useful. He's going to actually end up predicting the Toxic, which is very nice of him. As the Chandelure's asleep, though, I'm figuring, you know, it's probably a pretty good time to go ahead and set up. And right here I actually predicted him to wake up, which is weird because he actually does wake up, which is, yeah. So I am going to go for the Toxic, and I think at the time I was semi-predicting the Scopefagrigus to go ahead and come in and basically try and Will-O-Wisp my Snorlax, which would be, you know, very good. He doesn't know what I have, or at least what I'm holding right now, so if he did try and Will-O-Wisp, that would not be a bad play. Right here I'm over-predicting again. I'm expecting him to go ahead and switch into Scopefagrigus, expecting to get a Will-O-Wisp on the Snorlax, which of course is not going to happen. Unfortunately, he actually goes for the Confuse Ray. And now I am going to switch into Miltank, mistakenly, just to get up my Stealth Rocks, because they could be useful to break any sashes if there are any sashes. I'm not entirely sure at this point, because if there are sashes, it'd probably be on the Frostlass is my guess. And so now I'm going to switch into Snorlax, predicting him to just want to kill off Miltank. And I'm like, you know, that's to be expected, because you don't want to mess with Miltank. So I'm going to go for a Curse, and I think I'm at +3 attack and defense at this point, which is, you know, very nice. And right here, again, I keep predicting him to go into that Scopefagrigus and go for the Will-O-Wisp, because that would make sense. Unfortunately, he is not doing so, and I lose my Cleric, so that means if he does in fact go for the Will-O-Wisp later, I'm going to be in trouble. And right here I decide to go ahead and copy his Chandelure, which is going to be rather, you know, very nice, and I am going to switch into my Porygon 2, and he went for the Shadow Ball, which of course isn't going to mess with my Porygon 2. And here I'm just going to go for the Discharge, just to try and get rid of the Chandelure, as, you know, once it's gone, it's really not that big of a threat. And so he is going to bring in his Sableye, which has an annoying attract scenario kind of thing. And he goes for the Swagger and misses first turn, and now his defenses are lowered, which is not good for him. Surprisingly, he is just going to go for the Swagger to get me confused, so that puts my attack up to +5, but my defense is only at +3. So that's rather annoying. I am actually going to go for the Rest, which I guess I find the Resto Chesto, because I thought it would actually cure my confusion, but it turns out confusion doesn't get cured by Rest, which I think I knew, but again I didn't know, so if that made any sense. And right here I actually am going to break through to the confusion and get off a Shadow Ball, which is nice, because that means no more annoying Sableye with its prankster shenanigans. So now he's going to bring in Jellicent, and at this point I'm like, you know, the game's pretty much mine. I have a freaking Chandelure. And finally I get the semi-matchup that I've been waiting for. He is going to go for the Haze. I'm guessing to get rid of Snorlax's stuff, but I'm not sure if that affects it under rotation. He is going to go for the Toxic, which is annoying because I already wasted my Chesto Berry. And right here I find out that apparently you don't get cured on confusion when you go for the rest, which I guess semi makes sense, but you know, I thought it would actually get rid of the confusion. Not entirely sure why it doesn't. So now he is going to bring in his Gengar. Obviously I can KO this thing as long as I get off my Shadow Ball, which I fortunately break through the confusion, get off my Shadow Ball nicely, which is grand. And I snap out confusion this time around, go for the Shadow Ball, which here is a easy KO. Because, you know, at the time I thought, man, he has a Focus Sash, he's obviously going to survive, but he didn't have a Focus Sash, which was good for me. I'm going to go for the Shadow Ball. That is going to manage to take out his special defense a little bit, which is going to be nice, because that means that's an easily revenge kill for me, and that is pretty much going to be the game. So if you guys enjoyed this rotation battle monotype, that was for Attorney. I don't usually do rotations, so when I do, it can be rather interesting, because rotation is kind of a weird thing to do when you're not prepared for it, because it takes a lot more prediction and stuff than single. I honestly think, because you have 3 Pokemon out that you can effectively go between. But like I said, the song is in the description, the link to the song, and make sure to come check me out if you haven't already. See you later.